I'm here for social experiment again. I see Martin was in the chat. Hey, Martin, good to see you here. So today I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm holding the same sign, so it says, "Come participate in a social experiment," and I'm going to be asking people about whether non-human animals, basically, it's about speciesism. So whether they think that, for example, chickens should be able to hold the position of an honorary mayor, similarly to how there have been dogs throughout history. Hey, Tessa, good to see you, who have held honorary mayoral positions. So this kind of coincides a little bit with a book that I'm reading currently also called Zoopolis, which kind of talks about political theory as it relates to non-human animals. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've never tried this question prompt before. Not sure exactly what to expect with it, but go ahead and give it a go. Probably going to be a shorter stream today, probably just around half an hour. And streets are a little bit more sparse today, but we'll see if we get anyone to stop. Yeah, not too many people out. It's kind of it's a cloudy day. It's bright but cloudy. And kind of a strange period of time, like a strange time of day rather, because it's kind of like lunchtime. So we'll see. We'll see if people stop by here. Just a bit here. Okay. And of course, if anybody has any feedback about this prompt, do let me know. Do you think it's a good prompt? Do you think that it's irrelevant if people think that chickens can hold honorary mayoral office? When you think about it, people don't really treat dogs that well either. But for people who are here, I'm basically holding a sign that says, "Come participate in a social experiment." And I'll be asking people prompt about whether they believe that a chicken should be able to hold an honorary or ceremonial mayor position, similarly to how throughout the U.S. there are places with dogs holding that position. So just says, "Come participate in a social experiment." Going to be basically asking people about speciesism. So whether they think that a chicken should be able to be an honorary mayor, similar to how dogs are in some parts of the country. So no one has stopped by yet. If you're just tuning in, you're right on time. I'll be out here probably just only about half an hour. And it's kind of a strange time of day because it's kind of like lunch hour, and there aren't a whole lot of tourists out because it's kind of just like cloudy out, and it's like just kind of a random Tuesday. But we'll see. If I have one conversation, I'll consider that a win. You know, it'll be one conversation that I wouldn't have otherwise had if I didn't set this up. So we'll see. Tessa says it's an interesting prompt. Yeah, I think so too. When you think about it, dogs aren't exactly treated the way humans are either. You know, people use sayings like, somebody was. I don't know what the sayings are, like he choked like a dog and stuff like that. There's sayings like that which kind of put dogs down, and I mean, things happen to dogs that humans definitely wouldn't accept happening to other humans. But nevertheless, I think there is enough of a discrepancy between the rights afforded to dogs and chickens, respectively, that it's worth having a discussion. I just don't know if anyone's going to stop by. It's pretty low. There's pretty low foot traffic right now, and I'm in a pretty busy part of the city, but we will see. Yes, Martin, I agree. All seeds planted are a win. Unfortunately, just by standing here, if I don't have any conversations, I'm not really planting any seeds other than maybe just motivating people who are watching to get out and be active, which I guess that's somewhat of a win. There's a pigeon next to me. I wonder if the pigeon would like to have a conversation. Hello. Very cute. So, been out here only about 5 minutes. I will tell you one thing: when you're doing this and no one's stopping, 5 minutes feels like 30. But it just goes with the territory. I appreciate everyone for being here. Yeah, it's pretty sparsely populated, or sparsely foot trafficked right now. There's To my left, there's literally no one on the sidewalk for probably like 300 feet, and then to my right, no one really coming this way for another 200, 300 feet. So I don't know if we end up not having any conversations today. Um, I guess I'll still leave it up as just as a vestige of my effort, but would really like to just have a conversation with someone. Something that's kind of interesting with the algorithm, where like the other day, the live stream I did got somewhere like 78 viewers or something concurrently, and it was around like 2.3 thousand, which is pretty amazing for this channel. Generally, we might get like 200, or if we're super lucky, maybe 300 total views on a video. So, would you like to participate?
Yes.
All right, great. You're the first one. So we are live on YouTube, just so you know. So if you wouldn't mind coming into the frame here, trying to kind of stay out of foot traffic here. So my name is Haz, and I'm basically running a social experiment where I'm asking people about this idea of non-human animals holding, like for example, a dog is in a state in the U.S. A ceremonial mayor. So there's a dog who's actually considered like the honorary mayor of a town. I'm wondering what you think about that.
I think it's crazy.
Crazy?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that we in this country we treat different animals differently based on the species that they're members of?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah. Can you give an example of that?
Yeah, we humanize the pets we have at home, like cats and dogs, and the animals that we eat are treated differently. For example, I just came from Switzerland, and on Christmas they eat cats, so it's okay there to eat your cat, but you
Or
can't
maybe
think of
not your cat, but a cat.
a cat.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, or a cat when there was a war there, so there were not many animals or food.
I see.
So yeah, and you can't imagine that here.
When you say that some animals get humanized,
Yes.
can you explain what you mean by humanized?
Yes, they have names like humans. They have they're treated like humans. They are talked to like humans, and
Sorry, there's like a spider hanging from here.
and you want emotional support from your animals, which is very absurd. An animal can't give you emotional support.
You don't think so?
Okay, it can be a playmate, but an emotional support, no, I don't think so.
Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, I respect your perspective. I hadn't considered that myself. I think I tend to disagree. So I'm wondering. I guess you mentioned the animals that are eaten for food and how they're treated differently. What do you think about that dynamic? Do you think that that's something that should be challenged, like the inconsistency based on species membership?
I'm a practicing Muslim, so for me, it's very streamlined what I can eat and what I cannot eat, in just in terms of animals. So for me, it is just yeah. For me, I don't have a say in it. My religion does.
So I guess would you say that not like animals, as we'll call it, would you agree with the saying not an it, a he or she?
I don't get your question.
So if we say that they are not its, but they are he's and she's for other animals,
Yes, yes, why not? A cow is a cow and an ox is an ox.
right? But for example, a cow, we would say she, right? Whereas like a bull, we would say he instead of it.
I think it's more of a grammar question rather than a philosophy.
Well, what about just accuracy? If there's like a female dog, we'd call her she. If there's a
I
male dog, we'd
wouldn't
call him.
care enough. It's more of a grammar question than a philosophy. I wouldn't care enough. A farmer thinks of it in a different way than a person in the city. So that's a different perspective.
Mhm.
For a farmer, a cow could be a he or she and not an it. But for a city dweller, it's something different.
I think that might be the case. What do you know, since we mentioned cows and farmers, about the dairy industry?
Well, I love eating cheese. So what about it?
What do you know about the industry?
Well, I did do some work as a farmer, so I know firsthand how it goes. But it was an organic farm and the animals were treated really well. So that's my perspective.
So are you familiar kind of with how the industry works in terms of?
Yes, I am. As a student, I did the conventional farms were also. We paid a visit to conventional farms, and yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're aware then that, for example, the cow doesn't get pregnant when she chooses to, but that it's chosen for her. Like a farmer basically gloves up.
Well, she does ovulate. When
Right.
she ovulates, then she's impregnated. Not she cannot be induced into. Yeah, she can be with hormones. Yes, yes.
So what I'm trying to get at more is the aspect of choice, like whether you would consider her a willing participant in getting pregnant.
No, I think animals are animals and they are there for our benefit. So I don't think that we should be humanizing them. A woman has a right or a choice to be pregnant or not, but animals are there for us so that we can use them, eat them, use them. So I don't think we should humanize them.
Have you heard of veganism?
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I tried being a vegan for 2 weeks and I was awfully sick, so I shifted back to, yeah.
So if I understand correctly, the mindset of opposing animal